Now let us note two important points before we go on to solving some of the examples. First is that a line joining two given points, say x1 y1 z1 and x2 y2 z2, has direction ratios x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. So basically what this means is that if we are given 2 points and if we want to find out the direction ratios of a line joining 2 points, then the differences of their respective coordinates can be taken as direction ratios. Right? So what we have to do is we have to merely subtract the corresponding coordinates, and those values will represent the direction ratios of that line. But just to highlight one point here, that is, as we know, direction ratios are not the unique sets, right? There can be infinitely many sets depending on the factor. So it is not that only this particular set of values that we have got is the direction ratios, but any multiples of these values would of course also be the direction ratios. Right? And the second point is, parallel lines have proportional direction ratios but the same direction cosines. And this also immediately follows from what we know, that is, direction cosines are unique, so they must be the same if two lines are parallel, but their direction ratios could be different, but they have to be proportional. Alright, so now let us solve few sums based on direction cosines and direction ratios. Alright, now here in this question it's given that a line has direction ratios 4, minus 12 and 18. Find its direction cosines. So we know that whatever has been given to us is ABC, correct? Now we observe that from these numbers we can even cut down the factor of 2, isn't it? So 4 minus 12, 18 is essentially same as 2 minus 6 and 9. You see, the calculations will not affect the final answer even if we use the other values of direction ratios. Okay. Now to find the direction cosines, that means to find out L, M and N. And as per the derivation we have seen that first we have to calculate the lambda, that is given by plus or minus 1 upon root of a square plus b square plus c square. Correct? So therefore we take the values of a, b and c as 2, minus 6 and 9. So therefore lambda is equal to plus or minus 1 upon root of 2 square is 4 plus minus 6 square is 36 and 9 square is 81. So therefore this is, the sum turns out to be 121, and therefore we get the final value of lambda as 1 upon 11, right, plus or minus. So that's the lambda. Now we know that L is equal to a lambda. So therefore here we get, now a is 2, so therefore we get plus or minus 2 upon 11. Then m is equal to b lambda. So that turns out to be plus or minus, but if you see now b here is negative, which is fine, we keep that as it is. So it is minus 6 upon 11, and n is equal to c into lambda, that is plus or minus 9 upon 11. So therefore final answer is the direction cosines. We have to write the final answer. What we have to do now is, from these values we have to pick up all the values by considering the positive sign of lambda. Okay, so in that case the first value becomes 2 by 11. Then from the second, since we are picking up plus, whatever remains is the second answer. So therefore that is minus 6 upon 11, and last one is 9 upon 11. So this is first set of direction cosines. Or there is another set also if we consider all of these values to be negative of them. So we merely flip the signs. So therefore the second set is minus 2 by 11 plus 6 by 11, and lastly minus 9 upon 11. So these are the direction cosines of the required line. Let's go on to the next sum. Find lambda for which the three given points are collinear, and out of which we see that lambda is one of the unknown coordinates. Now here if we consider the 3 points as say A, B and C, correct? If we want the 3 points A, B and C to be collinear, then what it means is the direction ratios considering 2 points A and B must be same as direction ratios by considering the 2 points B and C, and that in turn must also be same as direction ratios considering the points A and C. So basically out of these 3 pairs we can pick up any 2 and equate and compare their direction ratios and say that they must be in the same proportion. Now we see that lambda is present in one of the points. So to avoid the complex calculations, we will pick up A and B as the one pair and A and C as the one pair. So therefore lambda will appear in only one pair. Right? So therefore we go ahead and say that direction ratios of AB are, let us first calculate direction ratios, and we saw that direction ratios are given by merely subtracting the corresponding coordinates. So that means 8 minus 6, that is 2, then minus 7 minus of minus 1, that is minus 6, and the third one is lambda minus 2. Now we say that direction ratios of say AC, they are, now let us show the direction ratios of AC, that is line AC. Now here see we are free to do the subtraction in any direction. It's not necessarily x2 minus x1. You can take x1 minus x2 also, but it should be kept the same for y and z also. So it's up to us. So let's do 6 minus 5, that is 1, then minus 1 minus 2, that is minus 3, and 2 minus 4, that is minus 2. Now if we want the 3 points to be collinear, then clearly both of these direction ratios must be basically the same because they represent the same line. And let us observe here 2 and 1, so half of 2 is 1, then minus 6 and minus 3, once again the half of minus 6 is minus 3, so that means the remaining pair must also bear the same ratio among them. So therefore it is clear that lambda minus 2 whole upon minus 2, that must be equal to 2. So we solve this, we get lambda minus 2 is equal to minus 4. So therefore lambda is 2 minus 4, that is minus 2. So that's the value of lambda for which the 3 points would be collinear. Right. Let's move on to the next sum. Now here the direction ratios of vector AB are minus 2, 2, 1. If point A has coordinates 4, 1, 5 and length of segment AB is 6 units, then find the coordinates of point B. So here by AB bar we are basically given a segment joining A and B. So let us consider that. Here it is point A, we show its coordinates 4, 1, 5. Here it's point B, whose coordinates we have to find. So let's, for the sake of convenience, assume them as x, y, z. The length is given to be 6 units and the direction ratios of this particular line, that means if you consider the line AB, the direction ratios are minus 2, 2 and 1. We have to find x, y and z. Of course, here there are 3 unknowns. We try to convert them in one unknown only because that would make the calculations easier. Now you see that we can write the expressions for direction ratios as x minus 4, y minus 1 and z minus 5, isn't it? But we are given the direction ratios to be minus 2, 2 and 1. So that means the ratio of the corresponding quantities mentioned here must be equal all along, correct? So therefore we must have these 2 sets in the same proportion. So let us call that particular common factor as lambda. So therefore we can write x minus 4 is equal to minus 2 lambda, y minus 1 is equal to 2 lambda and z minus 5 is equal to lambda. Now we have to find basically the lambda so that it will ultimately give us x, y and z. Okay. Now that means since we have now got the coordinates of the point indirectly in terms of lambda, because if you see x can be written as minus 2 lambda plus 4 and so on. Now let us impose the condition of length of AB. So therefore let us write down length of AB is equal to 6. Therefore we use the distance formula here. Length of AB can be written as x minus 4 the whole square plus y minus 1 the whole square plus z minus 5 the whole square must be equal to 6. And now if you see, we have already calculated the expressions in the bracket in terms of lambda. So x minus 4 is minus 2 lambda, so that's squared, plus y minus 1 is 2 lambda, that's squared, and z minus 5 is just lambda, that is also squared. So therefore on squaring we get 4 lambda square plus 4 lambda square plus lambda square is equal to 6. Now you see the total of this is 9 lambda square. So therefore taking the square root we have mod of 3 lambda is equal to 6, because we have to consider plus or minus, correct? So therefore lambda turns out to be plus or minus 6 upon 3, that is equal to plus or minus 2. So this plus or minus 2 indicates that there are two possible values of lambda, and hence there are two possible locations of point B. Because it's clear that if we know one fixed point A and we have to find out another point B which is at a distance of 6, then it could be present on either of the sides of A, correct? So therefore that automatically gives us the correct solution, that is there are two possibilities. Now we put the value of lambda in these particular relations and get the value of coordinates of B. Okay, so let us do that now. Now let's consider first possibility, that is when lambda is equal to 2. In that case we get x is equal to, putting lambda equal to 2, we get 4 minus 2 lambda, that means that is 0. Then we'll get y is equal to 4 plus 1, that is 5, and z is equal to 2 plus 5, that is 7. So therefore 0, 5, 7 is 1 point, and the other possibility is when we put lambda is equal to minus 2 in the first equation, we will get 4 plus 4, that is 8. Then in case of y we would get minus 4 plus 1, that is minus 3, and in case of z we would get minus 2 plus 5, that is 3. So therefore the second point is 8, minus 3, minus 3. So these are the two possible required points which are at a distance of 6 units from the given point A.